Nestled deep within the historic canals of Xochimilco, just south of Mexico City, lies an island steeped in mystery and dread, La Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dolls. Visitors who venture to this eerie place are greeted by the unsettling sight of hundreds of decaying dolls hanging from the trees, their lifeless eyes staring blankly into the void. The air feels thick with secrets, as if the island itself is whispering the stories of those who have come before. But how did this peculiar island come to be? To understand its haunting allure, we must journey back in time to uncover a tale that blends tragedy, superstition, and the supernatural. The story begins in the mid-20th century with Don Julian Santana, a man who chose to live a life of solitude on this remote island. Don Julian had once been part of a bustling community, but something drew him to the isolation of Xochimilco's canals. Perhaps it was the tranquility he sought, or perhaps it was fate. For years he lived alone, tending to his garden and embracing the quiet of his surroundings. But one fateful day, everything changed. While tending to his daily tasks, Don Julian discovered the lifeless body of a young girl floating in the canal near his island. The sight of her pale face and empty eyes haunted him. He believed her spirit was now trapped, restless, and searching for peace. Not long after, Don Julian found a doll floating in the water. Perhaps it had belonged to the girl. In a desperate attempt to appease her spirit, he hung the doll on a tree near where he had found her, hoping it would serve as a guardian. But the doll was just the beginning. Don Julian soon felt that the spirit was not satisfied with this single offering. Strange things began to happen on the island. Whispers in the night, the feeling of being watched, and dolls that seemed to move when no one was looking. Fearing the wrath of the girl's spirit, Don Julian began collecting more dolls, scavenging them from the canals, dumpsters, and even the homes of locals who had discarded them. As the years passed, Don Julian's collection of dolls grew. Each doll, with its cracked face, missing limbs, or matted hair, added to the island's haunting ambience. They hung from every tree, stood propped up in corners, and some even lay half buried in the earth. To outsiders, the island became a terrifying spectacle, a place where the line between the living and the dead seemed blurred. But, to Don Julian, the dolls were more than just objects. They were his protectors and companions, each one a shield against the unseen forces he feared. Word of the Island of the Dolls began to spread, first among the local villagers and then beyond. Stories of strange occurrences grew more frequent, dolls that would turn their heads to follow passers-by, eyes that would glow in the darkness, and whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. The island's reputation as a place of supernatural activity solidified. Even the bravest souls hesitated to visit, fearing what they might encounter. Despite the growing notoriety, Don Julian's obsession with the dolls deepened. He stopped interacting with others, focusing solely on his task of collecting and caring for the dolls. His once sane mind seemed to unravel, and he became convinced that the dolls were alive, their spirits demanding constant attention. Some say that he began to hear the dolls speaking to him, guiding his actions and warning him of impending dangers. In 2001, Don Julian was found dead, floating in the same canal where he had once discovered the girl's body. The circumstances of his death remain mysterious. Some say he drowned, others believe that the spirit of the girl finally claimed him. To this day, visitors to the island report a lingering presence, as if Don Julian's spirit still watches over his beloved dolls, forever bound to the island by his own fears and obsessions. Despite, or perhaps because of, its dark history, La Isla de las Muñecas has become a curious tourist destination. Visitors come from all over the world to witness the eerie spectacle of the dolls for themselves. Some come out of fascination, others out of a desire to pay respects to Don Julian and the mysterious girl. The island has even attracted paranormal investigators who seek to uncover the truth behind the legends. But no matter the reason for visiting, everyone leaves with a sense of unease, as if they've stepped into a place where the supernatural is more than just a story. Over the years, countless visitors have reported strange and unexplainable experiences on the island. Some claim to have seen the doll's eyes follow them, while others speak of hearing faint, disembodied voices. A few even report feeling a cold hand brush against them when no one else was near. The island's reputation as a place of paranormal activity has only grown, with some believing that Don Julian's spirit continues to watch over his collection, ensuring that the dolls remain undisturbed. The Island of the Dolls is more than just a tourist attraction. It's a place where history, legend, and the supernatural intertwine. Whether you believe in the haunting spirits or see it as a unique piece of folklore, there's no denying the powerful presence of the island. It's a place that invites questions but offers few answers, leaving those who visit with a lasting impression and perhaps a touch of unease. So, if you ever find yourself in the canals of Xochimilco, remember to keep your wits about you and maybe, just maybe, bring a doll of your own as an offering to the spirits of La Isla de las Muñecas. Thank you for joining us on this spine-chilling adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more haunting tales from history. Until next time, stay curious and stay spooky.